Well, to be honest, when I made mistakes, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to give up. I'm not for it. I should speak in English. I should give up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my English YouTube channel. And today we have a special guest. It's the first time that she came here with us. I met her on the workplace, so she is a great English speaker. And I had no doubt when I saw her that, oh, I totally should bring her to my YouTube channel because I think she will bring lots of new insights to us. And of course, without further ado, I'd like to invite her to introduce herself to you. Hello, Jennifer. Would you like to introduce yourself for the people who maybe will be watching us here on YouTube?
Hi guys, I'm Jennifer and I'm 22 years old. And I don't know about English that much. I try my best to speak it to people understand me. And I hope you guys can understand me also. And that's it. I'm so shy and so nervous.
No, don't worry about that. I'm sure you're gonna love. I'm sure people will understand you loud and clear. There's no mispronunciation in your English. I already noted that. So, guys, today's topic that Jennifer and we decided to talk about. We had so many, ideas, but we had to choose only one because like to do some things specifically here on our channel. And today's topic, as Jennifer and I agreed, is what we wish Brazilians knew about speaking English. Maybe it would be not so interesting because, oh, we are doing this video in English, but the topic, I think, as I probably you already know, Jennifer, if you don't, we have many people from foreign countries here on my English YouTube channel. We just hit it 11,000 followers here, and I think the majority of them will be from Indian countries, like we have Indonesia, China, Poland, and so many people from other countries. But also we have people from Brazil and North regions, South regions. But yeah, there are people even from the United States here because I already met them. They already told me, "Oh, subscribe in your channel. I think you are doing a great job." So anyway, without further ado, guys, if you are not subscribed, please do it right now. Click on the like button because I think you're gonna love it, our channel, and many more people will come here as you do it. So again, Jennifer, it's a pleasure. Now it's the first topic that we're gonna talk about. So as we already introduced each other, let's dive into the key points that you wish Brazilian knew before they start studying English before about speaking English. The first topic says something like, you don't need it to sound like a native. That is the first topic that appears on our screen here. What is your opinion? What is your thought about that?
No, I don't think we need to sound like a native because when we are learning English, we are like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. Why am I even learning it? So you are too nervous to learn that, and you keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, I need to be like a native. I need to talk like them. So no, it's not like that. You gotta be little by little. You gotta learn little by little. The most you force yourself to be like a native, it's gonna run it. It's gonna run your English. You won't learn at all.
Yeah, you. I think that we must do like step by step, one step at a time. Because if you do not do, if you are seeking for perfection, I always told that on my channel here. I spoke with some other friends, and they said similar answers. They gave me similar answers like yours. They said that if you try to become like a native, maybe you be unmotivated. You just try to lose interest in English because you think you are not improving enough, you are not good enough, and the self doubt is one of the worst thing for a beginner because I think that the first 4 to 6 months of an English journey learning process will be the hardest one. Like the first 6 months is the hardest. And yeah, I totally agree. I got what you just tried to say here. I mean, you were saying that you don't need it to be like a native. How was your feeling when you were studying, when you were at the very beginning of your English journey? So did you feel the pressure to be like a native? Did you felt like, oh, I'm afraid to speak it up because people will laugh at my accent? How was that? Continue this. Explain it to me. How was your feeling at that time?
Well, as I told you, I learned it with my friend, and he told me that whenever I talk in English, I had a lot of accent. and he was always correcting me. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I don't wanna have accent because I had that pressure of not having the accent, the Brazilian accent. And whenever you're gonna talk with someone who knows English, they are gonna be like, oh, you have accent. Okay, so what? I have accent. I know about that. So so I had this pressure, of course, and it was so hard to me because I was like, oh my gosh, am I doing that wrong? Am I speaking wrong just because of my accent? But does that mean I don't know English?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Without a doubt, we know we don't need it to focus too much and being like a native because honestly, we will never be a native. I was born in Brazil. I'm a Brazilian. I wasn't born in the United States or Australia or England. That will make me a native, but sound like a native. People say, "Oh, Alex, I'm not trying to be a native. I'm trying to sound like a native." I mean, I try to imitate them, but there is a kind of specialty, a kind of cute moment in each accent. Each one of us will be or will show an accent. It's cute, it's good, it's beautiful. We needed to just focus on the message, not on the way the message is passing by. There is a state here right after the topic say something like many people just stuck with their English because they're trying to seek a perfect accent. But the most important thing is to be understood. That's the most important thing. That was the first talk. Second one, say, speak even when you are not ready. So you should speak, you should start speak even if you think that you are not ready. So do you agree with that? What is your opinion about that? People should start speaking from the beginning. If they are feeling uncomfortable, should they try speaking up even though?
Yes, I think that even if you think you don't know English at all, you should try. You should try at first because everyone has the beginning, and I know, everyone knows that it's hard to just start a conversation in English. So you gotta put yourself in it. You gotta try it as much as you can. Even if you are not ready at all, you gotta try. Like just like me, I wasn't ready, but I'm here. I'm trying my best, even though I don't think my English is understandable.
Yes,
But
it is. It is. Don't you worry about that. It's perfect. Your English is very good. Yeah, you should try. The phrase that you brought here, it's a very good one. Guys, if you're watching us here, let's know here in the comments below how are you feeling about your English process and how long you have been trying doing that. Just comment below and maybe somehow Jennifer and I we could help you. We could reach you by YouTube. We could talk it or give you some tips throughout the comments below. So just comment here. Let us know how are you feeling about your English. What is the most hard or what is the hardest part for you? Let us know here in the comments below. And there's a statement right below here at the top saying that you just learn it how to speak speaking. That is the phrase. How can you learn to ride a bicycle without a bicycle? There is no way. It's like insane. We needed to run. We needed to go towards or go. If you are trying to speak English, there is no way to do it without speaking effectively. And two others phrase. Let me know what do you think about this phrase. First phrase say something like fluency comes through practice, not just study. People say, and I have been seeing that people say something like, oh, I had to understand all the grammar rules before I even start to try it out. Because if I try out without it, people will laugh at me. Now, let me know here. Have you ever faced some situations when someone laugh at your English? Did you face it that? I must be honest with you. I never faced something like that. No one laughed at my English. Even I'm not perfect. Even my English is not that good. Even if I wasn't learn, if I was learning at the time, people never laugh at me because honestly, the majority of them don't even know how to speak as well. So they didn't know if I was saying right or wrong. They just, oh, do you speak English? Oh, what are you saying? But how about you? Have you ever faced someone or some situations that people laugh at you or people just, mocking you? Did you face something like that?
no, I never. Just when I talked to my friend, he would laugh at me just because of my accent, as I told you. But once I asked him why are you laughing at me, and he told me that because he finds that cute. My accent was cute. Yes,
Yeah.
but when I speak in English with people that know Portuguese, they are like, "Bro, I didn't understand you. So I don't even know what you're saying."
Yeah, there are some things. Sometimes we are so afraid to take new paths or to take new actions that people, sometimes we don't even will see that person again. Like, let's suppose today's early. I went to the downtown area and we recorded. My daughter and I recorded some videos in the center of the city, in the downtown area, and I recorded some shorts to put here on my YouTube channel. And there were many people just walking by us here because it's the center of the city, it's the downtown area. There are lots of people there. But I was afraid, I was shy, to record and to speak it up in English in front of all of those people. But guess what? I did, even though because I never will met or see that persons again, that people again. So it doesn't matter, I just needed to do what I want. I must to seek it because that is everything in my head. It's everything that I wanted because if you do not do it by yourself, no one will do it for you. That is a thing I had. So second, do you believe that making mistakes is part of the process?
Well, to be honest, when I made mistakes, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I wanna give up. I'm not for it. I should speak in English. I should give up." So I had that pressure in myself to learn English in the perfect way. I was like, I can't make mistakes. I can't.
Perfectionism is a thing that people look, but sometimes, it's our brain. It's just our brain just play a trick on us because we never will be perfect in any area in our life. But sometimes our brain play that tricks. I did as well. I was so afraid when I first picking up, when I did my first English speaking class. How when it happened? When were I remember if like I remember clearly that time that it was the first time I speaking up. I opened my mouth and started speaking English. It was a time when I invited I was about to hire a privacy English teacher, and I invited him to do a mocking class, just to see how things will is gonna work if I will be able to speak, understand. But it was only conversation class, not grammar rules, not studying thing. It was I hired someone to help me to speak it up once for all. And at the first speaking, it was, believe it or not, it was first time ever. I never spoke before English. I just reading materials, watching videos every day. I did it for almost 2, 3 years, and I never speaking up. I never opened my mouth to speaking up. Of course, besides in front of the mirror, I did that. In front of the mirror, I did so many times. But face to face or to speaking up with someone else, I never did before. But it was, for my surprise, it was an amazing conversation. He just started the meeting like this in English. Hey man, what's going on? Tell me about yourself. Who are you? What are you planning to do with your English? And I answered everything, and I got surprised about my English level. Then it's possible. Learning English is about just to have the right will to do. If you have the wishes, if you have the right will, and if you are disciplined, sure, I'm certainly can tell you that you're gonna learn. Yeah, that's my opinion. How about you? What do you think that costs to you to learn English? What was the thing or those things that you had to use it, to apply it, to put apart? Which skills do you think that person needs to learn English nowadays in 2025? Which skills will be necessary?
I think the most important one is to have the will. Like you gotta want that so much that it's gonna make you learn it every day, like step by step, as I said before. So you gotta change your phone in English. You gotta listen to music in translating, reading books, and like living your day in English. Think in English help you as well. So, but the most important thing I think is the will.
Yeah, the will is very important because if you have the will, you're gonna take the first step. Then you try to be surrounded by English language, like try to immerse yourself in it. And I did. It's not so easy. It's easy and said than done, people say, but it's achievable. And I'm still doing that. So let's jump for the next topic here. We just talking about that you should speak even if you are not feeling ready. You must do it. And the next tip I really like, the next stop is you don't have to know all the grammar first. There are many people studying books, reading books, trying to learn a verb to be, trying to learn the modal verbs, trying to learn, past and future, and so many others. Their perfection and perfection future. So, how about you? How did you learn? How it was? How it exactly happened? Do you remember? Could you share something about that? So, did you study first grammar or just start speaking up? How it happened? What is your opinion about that?
To be honest, I didn't learn verb to be. I did it.
What?
I don't even know it.
Yeah.
And I learned in English with my friend using the Google Translator. Google Translator, from the
Yes.
cable. Yes, so we started to talk in Portuguese because he told me he knew Portuguese. So I asked him, "What do you know about Portuguese?" And he said cururu. That's the word he knew. So so I started talking to him, and the next day he told me he didn't like to text. So he invited me to call, and it started there. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know a thing. I don't know anything about English. I only knew hi and
Yeah.
hi.
I.
That's,
That's it. I
that's it.
I know exactly what you mean. But did you? So I you looking, guys. This is a very good point here. We achieved a good point on our English meeting, and look what she just said. She told us that she never learned verb to be, but look at her. Look at her English. She used it many times here. She already knew, she already used it, but she didn't start to study, because people are afraid. I don't know how about you, Jennifer, but I can tell about myself. When I was in the middle school, high school time, I was freaking out about verb to be. I was pretty afraid of it. I never understood how it works. I was afraid to never learn English because of this kind of verb to be. But nowadays, when I become an adult, I noticed it and I saw, wow, it was pretty easy. It wasn't what I thought it would be. It was so hard as it's supposed to be. Then, of course, I totally believe what you said that it's possible to learn English without, sit down and picking up, a notebook and start reading things. It can be done like that, of course. People can learn English throughout hard study, or reading materials. That is possible. That's achievable. But I don't know. If you are not disciplined, you will give it up like in 2 months if you were not disciplined. But if you do like Jennifer said, so she found out a way that will be interesting to her, and she found out her wishes because she would like to communicate with her friend, and there were another or no, there were should say there weren't other ways to do it without learn. So she decided, oh, let's try do it. Let's try do because I have the wish, I have the goal. I must to I have a target which is communicate with him without any problem. Then she did. That was pretty interesting. So again, you never studied verb to be, but now you know and you use it very well. So that is very interesting. And now, English is a tool, not a performance. That's the next topic. So English is a tool, not a performance. Why? What does mean that performance here? Because you are not, let's suppose here a singer. When a singer go to the stage and is about to start singing, she must do it right. She must do it beautiful because the other, the audience, the people will be watching her, and they will notice if she make mistakes. They will say, "Oh, that wasn't I ordered. That wasn't what I came here for." Then English is not like that. You are not on the stage. You don't need it to sound perfect. You have to lose this idea. You have to, let this idea go away from you. What about you? What do you think about that? The topic is English is not a tool, is a perform, is not a, sorry, English is a tool, is not a performance. And just something like that. Lower pressure. treat it as a conversation, not as a test. So we must treat English not like a test. Oh, I'm so afraid. I'm so, maybe I will make some mistakes that will make people laugh at me or something like that. So what is your opinion? Are you free? How are you feeling here on this conversation right now? Because I know it's the first online conversation you're doing here. Then of course it makes a little bit of pressure on you. But how are you feeling right now after we just started, we are have fun, we are have just a chill out conversation. Now, do you agree with that? English is a tool, not a performance. You don't need it to be perfect. You are not giving a show, you're not giving a concert. What is your opinion about this topic?
I do agree, but there are people when we say to them, "Oh, I know English," they treat it like, "Oh my gosh, you know English." So it makes you feel like, "Oh, wait, am I am I
I
sick?"
did that, guys. I'm so sorry. Now you make me feel so shy. Guys, I did that with her. When I
Yeah,
first discovered that she was able to speak English, she was an English speaker. I did exactly as she did here. I thought, oh, no way. Do you speak English? And she looked at me scared and she said, yes, I do. But it was, but again, go ahead, continue.
because like I feel English is something. Oh, okay, I know English. All right, that's simple. But when you tell that to people, people are like, "Oh my gosh, you know." Like my friends that told you, remember?
Yes?
So yeah, they were like, "Oh my gosh, she knows English. Talk to her, talk to her." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, forget it."
Yeah. They put you in an embarrassing situation, I know, and I did that as well. But look, there's a reason for that. Specifically here in Brazil, we have a reason for that things happen. One of the reason, I don't know if you knew that, but I let me give you here. It is that the latest research, the latest survey made in Brazil, looking for people that doesn't speak English fluently, show us that the number of Brazilian speakers is only represents only 3% of Brazilians population. 3%, which means it's one of the lowest number already shared in other countries. We are just ahead of some, I should say, Asian countries. I don't remember Bangladesh, something like that, or other countries. But in Brazil, only 3% knows how to speak English fluently, how to write, reading. And I mean, speaking English is write, reading, listen, and many other skills. Like they know how to host a conversation without any doubt, to change into English in Portuguese anytime. That make you English proficient, make you English fluent. If you are able to, turns into Portuguese and somehow turns into English again, that makes you feel English fluent. And of course, fluence is like the name is saying, you don't need it to, oh, let me see. That's not fluency. You must have the most advanced vocabulary. But if you came to a conversation and start say something like, oh, and so that situation will share for the audience or for the other people on the conversation that you are not fluent. You don't need it to be shy, don't need it to stop it up. Try to use or learn many synonyms and other words to explain your feelings, and everything's going to be good. But yeah, Brazil has only 3% of Brazilians' population that are able to speak English. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's so sad, by the way.
Exactly, and that's is maybe would be one of the reasons that people, when they notice that you learn in English, and even when I notice that you were able to speak English, that makes me feel, oh, that's awesome because there are only, let me see here, at the company that we are working for, there are only three people, 3 persons that knows how to speak, knows English, knows how to speak, and they already came into my channel. I invited all of them, like Andressa. Like, let me see here. There are some friends from São Paulo. They work at the same company of ours, but they work in São Paulo. They already came to my channel. And recently, last week, I invited another girl from São Paulo. She's a manager on should say talent acquisition. That's her sector in São Paulo. That's the field that she works on our company. But anyway, that's explain why I felt so excited about when I met you. When I say, oh, when I noticed that you were able to speak English, that makes me feel very excited, very, astonished. So I'm sorry if I made you feel a little bit shy, but anyway, I promise you're gonna, overcome that. You'll not remember this anymore, and also I'm sure you won't regret about this conversation. And now, next topic. So, there is not just one English. There is not just one English. What does that mean? That means that each country, as you say, is about accent. Each country has their own accent. Like Brazilian, it's easy recorded or easy recognized for Americans from Native Americans that, oh, you're from Brazil, you're Brazilian. When you start speaking up, oh, are you from Brazil? Yes, I am. Oh, I know it's because of your accent. I already passed that. I use episode into speaking up, and I met some people from the United States, some Native America there, and we had a great conversation. She gave me lots of tips, and first 5 minutes of our conversation, she said, "Are you from Brazil? Are you Brazilian?" Yes, I am Brazilian. Oh, okay. I could identify in your English accent, but it's a perfect. She said, "There's no wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Your accent is cute. It's very good. That makes her different, And what about your opinion? There's no one English. We can have English from Brazil, English from Bangladesh, English from China, English from Australia, English from UK, and so many others. So, what your opinion about that? Are you afraid of your English accent yet, or did you already overcome it?
Well, I don't care about my accent anymore because I don't find people who speak in English. So I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna talk to myself. Anyways,
Yeah.
so the English, the British one is the worst. British accent is the worst. I tried to learn that. I gave up. I gave up because there is no way to learn that.
I totally agree. I don't know if it was only me, but now I found you, and I see that it's not the only my feeling. I know I already spoke with some of them, some people from UK, but indeed their accent is pretty hard to understand. Not only to speak it up, but to understand. Have you ever tried it? Let me just give you here a tip. So after we finish here, you can try it. But if you don't, of course, if you already try, you're gonna tell us here. Have you ever tried to heard or to listen? Adele. Do you know Adele? Adele is a singer, she's a singer. Adele, they call, but it's Adele in English. Adele is, in my opinion, one of the worst accent to understand. She's picking up first so fast, second, in a different way. Her accent is pretty strong, her British accent is strong. I think that's the problem. But it's only for me. I just think that her accent is pretty hard. Have you ever tried it?
No. Whenever I see her interviews, I go like, oh my gosh, what's she saying? She
Yeah.
speaks fast and she uses words so different. Like I think it's not even English.
I totally agree. You understood what I felt when I saw her interview as well. I will try to keep contact with you. I'm gonna send some videos and just to ask you, can you understand what she's saying? I'm gonna send some videos from YouTube just to check it out and let's just test your English about that because I still facing problem. I still struggle to some kind of person. Not every person from England, for instance. I already met some people from there. I spoke with them, and they have a great English accent. Of course, I already watched so many movies from there. But when it comes to certain kinds of person, it's pretty hard because no one is equal. No one is like a copy each other. So we have our own personality, our own accent, our own intonation. Because accent and intonation is different. They are different each other. People think that's the same thing. No, like Adele is an English speaker. Adele does speak English. She's an English speaker. She's a native English speaker, I should say. And I still have problems to understand her. And I know how to speak English, but anyway, it's just a question that I needed to. I'm working on it right now. I'm just working my English, listen to try to get better the words. And now, let's just see here. Listening is the gateway to speaking. What does that mean? Which means that how many more you listen, better your speaking skills will become. What is your opinion about that? Do you think that there is a correlation about listening and speaking?
A lot, a lot. Because when I was learning, I put my phone in English, right? And my YouTube in English as well. So every video I saw, it was in English to practice my listening and my speaking to see how they would speak that word, that exactly word. So like if they said hi in a different way, I would try to repeat the same as them, you know?
Yeah, it's the shadow technique. You know, they used to say that this is a shadow technique. You must to repeat exactly what was said in the same intonation, like But I did that. If you look at my YouTube channel here on my phone, if you look at my even when I message you, if I message you in English, there is no problem. The WhatsApp will understand everything, and I will not make mistakes in writing. But if I'm trying to answer my boss, my colleagues in WhatsApp, my phone is set up in English, and it's pretty hard because sometimes I write in Portuguese and I send. When I send a message, I look at it again and oh my gosh, I write everything wrong because my WhatsApp automatically they correctly to English, correct everything to English. So it's very, how can I say? Yeah, it's a stressful situation. Sometimes I think, oh, I needed to change again into Portuguese the configuration, the setting on my cell phone, but I didn't. Anyway, it's just a fun fact. It happened. I did as well. I recorded. I watched lots of video, and I certainly agree. How many more you watch, better your listen. How many more you listen, better your speaking will become. Podcast and things like that. Yeah, repetition. The last but not least, repetition is your friend. Again, you didn't learn overnight English. It took a time. It takes a time to learn English to acquire a certain level. How about you? First, did you try it, the repetition? As you said, I probably think you did. Like you said, you tried to read and repeat again to sound more like a native. But I mean, repetition is, maybe you read some articles or a book. You read once, then you read like a month or 15 days after you read again, and you reread and things like that, or like rewatch a video you already watched, a movie that you already saw, try to view again. So, what is your opinion about repetition? Do you agree that is a friend when it comes to learning English?
Course, it was a friend. And to be honest, my English I did it with Twilight, the movie, you know.
Yes, I know. I certainly know. I watch a lot, but not in English. Unfortunately, I only watch in Portuguese.
Since I love this movie, I watch it every year. Every year I gotta watch it. So I have the signs in my mind. So I put it in English and just was watching like a normal movie, you know. And I was listening very well to repeat after them.
Yeah, that's great. It requires great listening skills when you are watching and you think it requires lots of attention, concentration, accuracy in what we are reading. I think that it's pretty, it works out. I mean, it works, but yeah, it's pretty hard. I did that some many times, but with other movies, of course. But I know I did watch this movie, so I just try to remember right now, but I think I did. If I'm not mistaken, I watched the one of them in English when I was, I use it to watch some movies when I'm just, just chill out or just lay down on my bed. I just try to, now it's time to do nothing. So let's just watch a movie here in English or things like. But now I'm not kidding here. I always watch it. Everything that I watch it is in English. Everything, movies, videos, reading. I turn into so before we even start this English conversation here, I was on a website here, reading some materials and practicing my reading skills, and I just turned into this website in English, into English. I turned into English because I'd love to read and practice my English at the same time. Sometimes I stood for the graduation that I'm seeking right now. I'm seeking for environment engineer. I'm studying environment engineer now. So I changed the topics of the university in English because the website has some kinds of options. It depends on the matter or the subject. But yeah, I totally agree. In repetition is your friend, and also we have many technology to help us with that. English is not a question of will I learn? That's not the question that you should be asking. You should be asking, so do I want to learn? That is the phrase. That's what I like to what so now I think that we made so Jennifer, we had an amazing conversation. We spoke about many things here. We gave lots of insights about learning English, and now I just would like to you feel free to say a few words first about these topics, or if you do have any message for the people who are watching here about learning English, English journey, and English benefits, because English can bring so many things to your life. Like you said, friendship from people all over the world, maybe work abroad, maybe watching movies that you never had opportunity before because there's no translation into Portuguese. And anyway, feel free to wrap up this conversation. So feel free to give your opinion about English and the importance and learn and things like that. Go ahead.
Give you a message that would help me if it was me. Guys, don't give up. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. Try your best to learn every day. Put the English in your day in simple things like you're gonna do. If you're gonna shower, think it in English. If you're gonna eat, think it in English. It will help you a lot. So don't give up, and you have to want that so much. You have to put as a wish, like I really,
A
really wish it.
target. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's the word.
Yeah, I use it to looking for the word now. I know because so many times I was seeking for which words should be will fit better. I think that target. Target is it's a great one. But goal as well. We have the goal. And as you mentioned, guys, never give up, but just be aware. Be aware that English takes time. There's no don't I should say don't fall for bad scams on the internet that trying to sell courses saying that you will be learning English in 6 months. That is a lie. That there's no way to learn in 6 months. Unless, of course, unless you are already in English, have been said for a while, and you're just trying to master your English. Maybe in 6 months you can do many things, but learn from zero to maybe intermediate or advanced in 6 months. It's pretty hard. It could be a lie. So I have been studying for 7 years, and Jennifer said that she did learn frequently English for 2 years ago. She still learns. She's still studying, and yeah, it's a pretty hard way, but we can make it a little bit funny. I mean, 2025, we are living a technological boom. We are using YouTube, reading websites. You don't need it to buy a book. You can read like a ebook. So, yeah, there's lots of opportunities to learn. The question is, are you willing to learn? Do you wish learn something? And so, as Jennifer said, don't give up, stay focused, stay tuned, and continue your English learning process.